Hey Scorpio, welcome. It's Meredith. I am here with your monthly message for March 2020. We are using the Thelema Tarot, the Arcanum Tarot, and the Millennium Thoth Tarot for your readings for this month. And same format as the February mid-month. We have a row. Top row is all about what's now for Scorpio. The middle row is about what's in development, what is becoming, and the bottom row is about the energies that are influencing your long-term happiness fulfillment. Coming along with those will be some oracle cards, and as always, I remind you to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos. This will provide a wealth of information about the energy atmosphere unfolding in the month of March for you. And do keep in mind the first 10 days of March are still in Mercury retrograde in the sign of Pisces. All right, let's get into it. Top row, what's now for Scorpio? Your first card is Four of Pentacles. Very grounded, stable energy on this four, which is beautiful. I love that for you. There's no quaking in the foundation at all. So this is you, centered, grounded in your truth, your integrity, your spiritual power. It's beautiful. There is an essence on this card. A lot of readers call this a hoarding card. We could be holding energy or withholding energy from something. My sense of it is, though, that you're nurturing something. You're holding something within, and you are coming into alignment with divine timing for its emergence. There is something I feel here intuitively that is on your heart to share, and you'll do that when you're good and ready. For right now, it remains a little egg that you are sitting on. It'll hatch in its own right time. Let's see what comes with it. The moon. Yes, I love that we see this card here as well. The moon is intuition, and it is borrowed light of the sun, and it produces a kind of clarity that you do not get in the brilliant, bright sunlight. There is contrast, there is shadow when we see the moon, and it provides a different way of looking at a familiar landscape, and that may be what's going on here for you in the Four of Pentacles. And it just doesn't feel like it's something you are ready to share. My feeling is that this is a change that is emerging within you. It's your choice. You've chosen to make a change, and it's been in development for you for a while, and the time is coming closer. You are getting ripe for sharing whatever is nurtured in this Four of Pentacles. And I do feel a pregnancy energy here, though the fulfillment of, so giving birth to, that's what I feel is represented by the full moon there. It's like you're incubating, and your due date is somewhere around the full moon. I haven't checked out the timing of the full moon in March, though I think it does coincide with the conclusion of Mercury retrograde. So somewhere around the 9th or the 10th, I believe we have a full moon in Virgo. I'm totally guessing right now. Check it out for yourself. But you may feel that whatever you have been nurturing in your heart, you are ready to share around the 10th of the month or so. Also, the moon is, so many people speak on this card in terms of deception or lies or secrets, and I just don't ever feel that with the moon. If it were sitting next to, let's say, the Seven of Swords, I would say that the moon was highlighting a way you've been robbing yourself of joy, or maybe telling yourself a story about actual events so it could, comfort the ego in some way. That's the extent of it, though. It can be pretty deep. It can affect us quite a bit when we don't fully embrace the truth of the circumstances and events in our lives. However, I'm not feeling that here, and I definitely don't feel deception off the moon. Howl at it if you like. Anyway, listen to your intuition, allow yourself to be guided, and just go with the flow. Be in a state of allowing here with this 4. And coming with that is the 6 of Cups. Yeah, this is something in your relationship to self. Now, 6 of Cups is referred to as the soulmate card. And there is some nostalgia and reminiscing on this card. Great things to do when you're in a retrograde. Run your fingers through the sands of time and do some review on past experience. My sense of it is here that being your own best soulmate, first and foremost, in relationship to self, you are harboring something in a positive way. You'll give birth to it. You'll bring light to it, and you will share it when you're good and ready. You'll be intuitively guided for that. Though, while I feel that this is primarily within relationship to self, it has a great impact on other important relationships in your world. So the people that you know and love and share your time togetherness with, the people that you invest energy with, are benefiting from this change that you're making within yourself. And then coming with that is the 4 of Cups. So a lot of cup energy here. This is in the flowy world of feelings and emotions, right? The 4 of Cups is traditionally a card of apathy. Again, I challenge this definition of the card because it has consistently felt like reverence, love, and appreciation for the gifts that have been bestowed upon you in life. And those gifts have come from nurturing what you hold in your heart space, 4 of Pentacles. I love that this row starts with a 4 and ends with a 4. You remain stable throughout this entire journey of what's now in March for Scorpio. And you are in loving appreciation. I also am intrigued by the male energy on this card and the feminine energy on the 6 here. I feel a balance, a harmony within the self of divine masculine, divine feminine. So you are super stable through March, and you are in great intuitive contemplation and incubating on something that you are about to share that is some kind of a change for you personally, and that benefits all of the really important close relationships that you have. All right, let's move into the next row. This is the Arcanum Tarot, and this row is all about what's in development, what is becoming for Scorpio in March. Our first is the Tower. You know, this is one of your cards, and it's a card that we saw for a very long time in the Scorpio monthly readings. And like I tell you so often now in these readings, each month as they go by, your energy frequency upgrades, and there's been a lot of loving, compassionate, kindness, joyous energy around Scorpio for 6 or 8 months now. It's wonderful. And starting this row in the what's developing, what's becoming, and having that Tower right underneath that 4 of Pentacles, and when, you know, this what's now is so stable, so strong and grounded, it's the perfect time for you to tear down a tower. And my feeling is it is something that the light of the moon illuminates you to intuitively, which creates some reminiscing and then some loving appreciation. My feeling now as I look at the Tower in that top row, I feel that you discover a long-held energy in your heart space that you did not feel could be shared, and now you feel it can. Whatever it is for you, it's going to be unique. It's personal to each and every one of you. You'll know what it is I'm talking about. It'll dawn on you quickly. So in some respects, I feel that because the Scorpio readings had been so challenging for so long, and over the past 6 or 8 months or so, we've seen the Scorpio readings turn around and do a complete 360 when it comes to energy. And now we see a Tower. We see Scorpio taking down a tower. You have the strength, the fortitude to do that. And in the doing of that, you recognize a change within yourself, something you've been holding and or unknowingly withholding, and suddenly you feel you can share it now, or your stability, your strength, your foundation is such that not only can you tear down these walls that you built around your own self, I feel some of you built walls around your heart. And that's what this tower is representative of. You've come into a new light, seeing yourself in a new light, and you understand that this is a defense you no longer need. Next card. Well, just to confirm that, Ace of Cups, a divine and cosmic gift from the universe of pure, raw, blissful love, overflowing into the fountain of energy that is you. And I do feel, as I look at this 4 added to this ace is a 5 of Cups. And, you know, we see the 5 of Cups as a card that we all want to run from. And the sense of it is that whatever you were holding, withholding, has come to light. You're tearing down the tower around it. And the 5 in tarot, adding them together, making 5 in tarot, is change. It's an inner change. So the love that you are is overflowing in such a way that you feel super strong and stable on your foundation enough to share something you walled off. And this is long term too. This isn't something that's whimsical for you. This is turning over a new leaf in yourself. What I'm feeling from my guides is we all make these always and never contracts. It's something I spoke about recently in a reading. And at a time when your readings were much more challenging and it was Tower, Devil, 5 of Cups, 3 of Swords everywhere, month after month, at that time you may have made the always or never contract with yourself. And the spiritual journey that you have been on has healed and released so much of that energy that you are now embracing the Ace of Cups. You are the Ace of Cups. You are stable within that. And those always and never contracts are not something that serve you any longer, and you're sweeping them off your foundation. You're taking that tower down. Next card. 4 of Pentacles again. Nice. I love that it's showing up twice. It's confirming. So now not only are we tearing down a tower by our own hand, in the overflow coming from the universe, in the gift of the Ace of Cups, you now have a flood coming. A flood of love, your own personal love, to move this withheld energy along. A dam breaks. That's what I feel. Something's been dammed up inside of you, Scorpio, and you are ready to unleash it. Nice. And it's your own choice. You have the 9 of Pentacles here. I love this card. Love the woman on this card. She is serene. She's a self-made woman. She has created her own abundance, her own stability. You've done that. She's representative of that. And we also now go consecutively from the 4 all the way down to the 9. So with the Ace of Cups flowing in, with you tearing down the tower, you are making way for this flood of love to come into your life, or to come from you into your life. Whatever arena that you have been potentially withholding in, you now allow that flow in, and it creates this beautiful garden that you see here in the 9 of Pentacles, and it liberates you and sets you free. And then the card coming with that is 5 of Cups. What were we just talking about? So this is the change. You are deliberately making the change. This is what's in becoming. This is what is unfolding for you in March. So no longer are you in the pain, loss, and sorrow of the 5 of Cups. This is energy of the past. This is something you're letting go of. And as you let go of it, there's more love for you to enjoy and benefit from. And in turn, of course, that benefits the inner divine masculine, divine feminine, and then it benefits every relationship. The connection you have with your children, your beloved, your dearest friends, everyone. Okay, next row. we are going to do the Millennium Thoth deck, and this is all about the energies that are contributing to long-term happiness and fulfillment in your first two cards. Well, isn't it lovely to see your own card in a reading? There's the Death card. And this feels like foundational, as if this row were the foundation of the reading. That feels like change within the foundation. You are bringing death to the Two of Pentacles. Yeah. There's no more negotiating for you. You know what is authentically true and right for you, and you're not going to negotiate that. You've been willing to compromise. You have been willing to cooperate, and first and foremost, you've done that in your own relationship to self, and where you've met a wall each time, you've torn it down, tower, which has allowed more love to flow into your life. And so you are living at that frequency. You're living in your own personal bliss, and that is not something that you will allow yourself to be talked out of, negotiated out of any longer. Not when you have this kind of stability, all handmade, all hand-hewn by you in your spiritual journey. And so when other people tread upon that, you don't even come out defensively. You just come out strong and firm, and you won't say yes or no to anything out of a sense of pleasing others or making their spiritual journey simpler because you've acquiesced in some way. And it's not a negative thing here. This is a true integrity, personal power stance that you're taking. It's wonderful. Next set of cards. Yeah, the Emperor. Yes, this is the collective totality of your experience and wisdom on offer, first and foremost, to your own self and self-relationship. And this is the space, the energy that you occupy on your foundation in a state of loving, enlightened, intuitive, harmonized bliss. Who's going to mess with that, right? And why would we acquiesce to anything less than that, right? Coming with is the Five of Pentacles. Another five here for more change. The Five of Pentacles is debate, inner debates. And here's the Death card, putting an end to that sort of negotiation. No more wishy-washy, no more seesaw, no more I will be patient on your behalf while you get your shit together and come back with something that functions for everyone. No, you're not doing that any longer. This is absolutely you taking the Emperor position, being very Aries direct fire here, and combining it with the depth of Scorpio's intensity. That creates real change for you. You add this 2 with this 5, you get the 7 of Pentacles, which is a card of a ripening, blossoming harvest. So in your allowing your own bliss and love to flow into your life and benefit you in your own relationship, you're upgrading everybody else's frequency, and in some way they're going to freak out a little bit within themselves because they perceive change. And change can feel like a threat to others around you. And in the past, you may have acquiesced to make others more comfortable, and you're not doing that because it compromises your loving bliss and joy. It has created pain, loss, and sorrow in repetition for you in the past, which we saw in those readings for a long period of time. And you've come a long way in your spiritual journey to not do that any longer. And you've come so far in it now that you feel ready, willing, able, and enthusiastic about sharing the love that you are with the people who mean the very most to you. Ooh, this reading is amazing, and I feel the repetition in each row is super important so that the cards want to drive this message home for you. It's just that deep. And then we have the Prince of Wands. So you may feel somewhat inexperienced in this realm, though you have optimism, wonder, awe, enthusiasm, and excited anticipation. All that in this Prince of Wands card. Passion, creativity, fire. And then you have, coming with that, the Knight of Wands. So you quickly mature. Now, the Knight of Wands can be a little bit of a player, and that's an energy to be mindful of. We sometimes, when we find ourselves in a new environment that we don't have a lot of familiarity with, we can come off a bit like the Knight of Wands, who is slightly impetuous, a little distracted, and not always exactly a man of his word. So just be mindful of that. Stay in your integrity. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful energies here contributing to your long-term happiness. You do have the Emperor right in the middle of this row. So any flights of fancy over here off the Prince and the Knight, my sense will be quickly assimilated through your wisdom on the Emperor. Okay, let's do oracle cards. First card comes from the Return to Spirit oracle deck. Simply asked what was being illuminated for Scorpio in the month of March. I almost said November. Oh, the integrity card. What were we just talking about? How sweet is that? Stay in your integrity. Most especially the integrity within self-relationship. If you can't close your eyes at night in good conscience, you're not necessarily in your integrity. Something may need to be adjusted or upgraded. We'll put it that way. Next card comes from Gateway Oracle deck. Simply asked, what doorways and thresholds will Scorpio be crossing in March? And you have the Soaring into Joy card. Childlike wonder fills my life. You know, you can see some of that here in the Prince and the Knight of Wands. You have some inexperience, but in that inexperience, there is the allowing of your innocence to gaze into this horizon that's opening up before you. So that's a threshold of joy that you're crossing. And it's a level of joy you may not have ever experienced. And it's represented here in the Ace of Cups, right in the middle of the reading. So it's beautiful. Really ride that wave and enjoy it. Next card comes from Sacred Traveler Oracle. So once you cross the threshold or the gateway, how are you traveling? And we have embracing enthusiasm. Again, we come back to the Prince and the Knight of Wands. They're loaded with enthusiasm. And the message is, shout to the heavens with happiness. Yeah, you're doing it. It's right here in the Ace of Cups yet again. The illumination that you are receiving from your own intuitive gifts in the Moon card. How stable you've made your foundation. Stable enough that once you encounter a wall that's full of cracks, you can just tear it down and deal with it. Because you're focused on your happiness. And anything unlike that, you are completely interested in upgrading. All right, last card comes from the Sawyer's Nature Portal deck. This is the animal spirit for you to work with in the month of March. And you have Dragonfly Spirit. That's for you to check out on your own. Look it up in the Ted Andrews Animal Speak book or Google it somewhere and inquire about the spirit of Dragonfly. Thank you so much for watching. Again, check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos. Appreciate the serenade in the background. Peace, love, joy, blessings to each and every one of you. Bye for now. Namaste.